Great.
Hello, today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about guitar tuning. This past Christmas I bought my wife a newfangled tuner for Christmas. It's called a Roadie. And what this device does is it automatically tunes your guitar without you even having to turn the knobs. And it's supposed to be 3 times as accurate as a human ear. First of all, I'm going to get the guitar out of tune so you can hear it's out of tune. Really not in any kind of standard tuning. So with this device, what you do is it's got this little wheel that you put onto the tuning pegs, and then when it hears the sound, it automatically turns one way or the other according to how which way the string needs to be tuned. It works in conjunction with a smartphone or a smart device. And the specifications say that the device has to be an Android. It can be, I think it also works with iPhone kind of stuff, but it works with an Android device that has an operating system above 4.3 and a Bluetooth operating system above 4.0. Now at first we bought this tablet. It was a Idea USA little tablet. It's a pretty inexpensive tablet, but it had those specifications, but for some reason it wouldn't link up with the Bluetooth. So the software would work, but the little tuner couldn't hear. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't link. So then we bought a Android. It's called a Moto E Android phone, smartphone. It's a 4.4 Android operating system and a 4.0 Bluetooth, and it linked up just great to it, just right off the bat. So we were real happy. The first little with the pad was really kind of frustrating, but we're pretty happy with it now. We're going to tune today this guitar. This is an old Washburn guitar. It's, I guess, my wife's favorite guitar. And it's probably made between 1895 and 1915. It has a little label inside that comes from a department store in New York City that sold it, and it was only in business between those years, 1895 and 1915. So this is a kind of a, I guess, worst case scenario tuning, because these tuning pegs are about 100 years old, and the little keys are much, they're much smaller than modern guitar tuning keys. So I had to kind of modify the little Roadie and put some foam tape on the inside where it goes onto the keys so that it would bushing it and it'd be a little tighter. It's just double-sided foam tape, and I put a piece of just electrical tape on the outside of the foam tape so it wouldn't be sticky where it goes in. And it works pretty good. It really links up good. So I'm going to turn on the Android phone. And what you do to start with is you go to a Android store and you download the Roadie app. And it's free. Anybody can go and download that anytime. But it kind of only, I guess, works with the Roadie tuner. But after you download it, you click on the icon. It brings up this screen. This plus means that it adds an instrument. So any instrument you want to tune, you kind of have to calibrate that instrument to start with. And it's not a big deal. It's just kind of like a little bit more involved tuning process the first time. And then you have a icon on your desktop that's specific to that particular instrument. And it's calibrated from then on. At times when your strings get kind of old, the Roadie will tell you that, and if your strings are so old and messed up it can't hear very well, it'll basically tell you to get new strings. But with this little icon, after you get it calibrated, you click on it, and it'll bring up your actually your 6-string guitar, if that's what this particular instrument that you're tuning is. Now, one thing that confused me at first is I usually used to tune from the first string, or the high string, the treble string, the smallest, the narrowest gauge string, up to the bass string last. But this, you actually tune the bass string first down to the treble string. And you can see now, for some reason it didn't click with me to start with, but you can see on these lines that this line has a thicker line like a bass string, and these lines down here get more and more thin like the treble string. So this is the sixth string to the first string. Now there's two different modes you can do this in. You can do it in a automatic mode where the Roadie itself finds the string that you're tuning and tunes it. And if your guitar is real close to being in tune, it does that pretty well. But if it's pretty far out, it can have trouble finding which string it is, and it will it could possibly even break your string if it doesn't have the right string, if be thinking of the right string. The other way you can do it is just manually, where you actually click on the string itself and then it tunes that string. It knows which string that you're tuning. Well, I'm going to turn the Roadie on. That's by just pushing a little button. It blinks blue until it links up to the Android device, and right now it's already linked up. It linked up pretty quickly. So now what I do is I will click on the string that I want to tune. I'll hold the phone close to it, to the instrument I'm tuning. I'll put the Roadie onto the tuning peg, and then I just start plucking the string. It'll turn blue and blink when it's in tune. We take this next string. I have it on manual, so I have to click onto that particular string, the fifth string. Just that quick. Now I'll go to the fourth string, put the Roadie on it. Third string. Go to the second string. There, it's in tune. Now the first string. There, it's in tune. So now, hopefully the guitar's in tune. It just took a minute or so, a couple minutes to tune it. Like I said, these tuners are challenging, and they can give you a fit when you're tuning it by hand. With the little electronic tuners that we used to use, it would kind of indicate when you were in tune. You still have to turn the knobs. For some reason, it would have a hard time hearing the bass notes on this guitar, and so it made it real challenging to get those bass strings in tune with those little other type of tuners. But it seems like the Roadie does a very good job in doing that. Now let's see how you think it sounds with the tuning now. I'm extremely happy with the way it tunes. I think it tunes real sweet, and a lot of times I'll argue with tuners. I don't even use them when I tune my instruments, but that's because I'm probably so used to being off these days, I have a hard time being in tune. But anyway, that's kind of what the Roadie's all about. If you want to see it, there's all kinds of stuff on the internet now about it. It's a pretty new type piece of equipment. It's kind of a device you'd think Luke Skywalker or something might use to tune his guitar, I think. But I'm pretty happy with it. I think Don is too. So thank you for watching, and go to Roadie's website and you get more information, more details. Thanks.